Hello, trustees. This is Dawn Kulpa, Executive Director for SEED and RP, with updates on Board Goal 4 to improve social emotional readiness in all students. The 7 Mindsets Insight Survey assesses in 2 important areas, social emotional skills and school climate. It also uses a variety of question types, factual, knowledge-based questions, situational judgment tasks, which require the application of skills, and self-report, students' perceptions of their own skills or of the climate of the school. Using factual and situational judgment tasks that have students demonstrate their skills and readiness levels is truly unique in the space of social emotional surveys. We achieved an excellent response rate this year of 77%. 26,298 students in grades 2 through 12 completed the survey, our highest response rate on any SEED survey since before the pandemic. This also represents the first year we have been able to survey students below 3rd grade due to the expanded capabilities of this new survey that uses developmentally appropriate language and animated graphics to engage our young learners. The climate survey items were assessed across all grades 2 through 12. The green, orange, and blue bars represent the positive or favorable responses to each item. The black line above each bar is the national average. The district data shows that students responded most favorably to the item, "Teachers encourage me to work hard," at 88%, and least favorably to the item, "Kids at my school care about me," at 53%. While some scores reflect strong student perception, all except for one SAISD climate score is a little below the national average, approximately 1 to 13%. Compared to the national averages, "Teachers encourage me to work hard" is on level, and "Teachers help me learn" is just 1% lower. The item with the biggest gap, a 13% difference between the national average and the SAISD score, is for the item, "Kids care about me." As this is a new survey, this establishes baseline data for climate and serves as a launching point to respond to our initial data and monitor our progress moving forward. Looking at that same climate data across demographic groups in a heat map format, with the stronger colors signifying a greater deviation from the district average, we note some difference in the way male and female students responded to "Kids care about me." Black students responded less favorably to "Rules are fair." White students responded more favorably to "Teachers care about me," "Kids care about me," and "Rules are fair," and less favorably to "I feel safe" compared to the district average. Students with an IEP responded less favorably to "Teachers help me," "Adults encourage me," "I feel safe," and "Rules are fair," and emerging bilingual students responded less favorably to "Adults encourage me" and "Teachers care about me." As we move into the social emotional skills results, it is important to note that the subtopics will vary by grade band based on developmental appropriateness. To calculate these comparisons to the norm, each student is compared to students of the same age across the country. A score between 90 and 114 is at or around average. Overall, our students in both grades 2 and 3 are in the average range, scoring highest in the emotion recognition, the ability to understand what others are feeling from their behavior and facial expressions. Both grades scored lowest in social perspective taking, and again, these scores are still in the average range. Students in grades 4 and 5 also scored in the average range overall and across each individual skill, with their highest score in self-control and lowest score in understanding others. Students in grades 6 through 8 also scored in the average range overall and across each individual skill. Their highest score was in self-management, understanding what to do to manage strong feelings and the situations that cause them. All middle grades scored lowest in social awareness, but still in the average range. The high school skills question section is different in that it is completely self-report and scored on a 5-point scale. While national comparisons are not yet available for the survey, what stands out for the high school data is that relationship skills were rated the least favorably by all grade levels, while self-awareness was rated most favorably by all grade levels. Ninth graders rated themselves least favorably out of all the high school grades across all skills. And there was an upward trend for student perception of their own skills as they progressed through high school. In response to this new survey baseline data, data will be shared with campuses and district specialists to support needs assessment and planning for student programming and supports. A new Teen Mental Health Ambassador training program for students will launch this semester. We will host our first ever Girls Policy Summit in collaboration with Discovery Education and Voice for Equity, supporting student advocacy. And a Peace Room plan was created and is on track with 14 Peace Rooms launching this school year. Now let's dive a little deeper into our new Peace Room initiative. Peace Rooms are a place where students can go when they need support processing a heightened emotion, working through a conflict, and generally building the social, emotional, behavioral skills needed to successfully navigate the many environments and situations we experience as human beings. These spaces foster positive sense of belonging, sense of self, connectedness, and school community. This project came to fruition due to 3 main factors: a call to action and support from Superintendent Dr. Aquino and our school board trustees, who elevated the need to increase mental health support for our students and decrease out-of-school suspension and exclusionary discipline practices; student survey data that highlights student support needs in the areas of self-management and sense of belonging or connectedness; and student advocacy for restorative responses to student behavior, including specific requests to expand Peace Rooms to additional campuses. There are 3 main support activities planned for the Peace Rooms. The first is in-the-moment support. Students may request to visit the Peace Room when they are unable to focus on instruction due to heightened emotion or other social, emotional, or behavioral need. The purpose would be to process those strong feelings, address root causes, connect with a trusted adult, and plan and practice social, emotional, behavioral strategies to successfully re-engage in instruction. This would typically last no more than a class period, and our student engagement facilitators will be closely monitoring trends in these types of Peace Room visits to support student-teacher relationships and ensure appropriate use. Second, campus administrators may offer students a Peace Room assignment in lieu of in-school or out-of-school suspension when appropriate to the situation, as a more restorative approach to discipline that is designed to build skills, connect students to additional supports and services if needed, engage in restorative accountability, and plan and practice strategies to successfully return to class. The third is to participate in a restorative practices circle, whether to work through a conflict or build skills in an identified area of need, such as self-regulation or anxiety. Let's take a closer look at campus Peace Room setup. All campuses who are eligible and launch a Peace Room will receive an allocation, a staff member, to support that space with the title Student Engagement Facilitator. That new hire will receive extensive onboarding training that includes Teen Mental Health First Aid certification, Restorative Practices Institute training, Base Education curriculum training, Crisis Prevention Institute, Rhythm App daily check-in training, and many more. The campus will also receive a complete room setup and training for the entire campus to help make that shift to a restorative approach to student support. What you see here is a 3D rendering of the Peace Room design. This Peace Room design was strategically developed to support the many student support activities planned for these spaces and was developed with input from students and in collaboration with multiple learning environment designers, as well as a national consultation group experienced with Peace Rooms. Most campuses will receive all you see here, plus many smaller sensory supplies. For campuses with slightly smaller piece rooms, we have reduced the amount of furniture proportionally, preserving crucial areas for those circles, that academic work, and for student consultation. Let's take a quick look at the extensive list of campuses that are set to implement campus piece rooms. Scaling up through school year 26-27, there will be 23 total piece rooms serving students in grades 6 through 12 at 25 campuses. Note that each traditional high school has 2 allocations. For this first phase, we have one shared allocation between YMLA and Bowdoin Academy. And for the second phase, you'll notice one shared allocation and piece room for the 3 co-located sites, ALA, Cass Tech, and Fox Tech. The piece room launch is making excellent progress. For the 14 piece rooms launching this semester, all piece room installations will be complete by January 31st. All onboarding training is contracted and scheduled for the month of January as well. For hiring the new 18 staff, 13 positions have already been filled, 2 additional candidates have received job offers and are pending, and 3 positions remain vacant. Each of the 3 vacant positions are at campuses that have 2 allocations, so each campus that is launching this semester will have a piece room staff member ready to support students in February when the onboarding training is complete. We have a very special recent addition to the Piece Room project. A local artist, Christina Noriega, has been commissioned to paint posters for these spaces that reflect the local community and culture. She will create a feelings chart depicting students experiencing a wide range of emotions. The specific emotions were selected with student input. She will also be creating restorative questions posters to anchor conversations in the space, and SAISD community and culture cards, which we will print with an image on the front and a different self-regulation strategy on the back of each one as an additional tool for students in the piece rooms. Thank you so much for your time today to hear updates about Board Goal 4.